need to go and gather those things. I'm going to give you one more minute and we'll get started. I'm being joined here this morning by my business partners and compañeros, Debbie Marcos and Peter Oakley, and Pepper is back here as well. Yeah, great to see you all. It feels weird to not have those of you guys who are here in Costa Rica, here in the Rancho, but I'm glad that we're all taking care of ourselves. I see the kitty cat. Awesome. And it's great to see you again. We haven't seen you for a long time. Chris, it's great to see you. It's been some months.
It has. Hi,
and
guys.
We're going to go ahead and start to get going on this class. Just to inform you guys who have not studied with me before, the arc of my class for about the next hour and a half is I always typically start with a seated meditation. Then we'll get into some warm-ups, getting us ready for the rest of the class. We'll get into the belly of the class itself. And then towards the end, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of warm down and go into usually I do about a 10-minute Shavasana or a corpse pose. If we have time, we'll sit up. We'll definitely recollect at the end and kind of check in. If we have time, we'll do a little bit of pranayama then as well. For those of you guys who have not been with me before, what I do want to ask you to do is please be mindful and take care of yourself. If something for any reason doesn't feel right for your body, then don't do it. A lot of times the safest thing is to come back out the same way you went in, but I'm going to give you some instructions today about breathing. And if nothing else, finding a nice full breath during your practice is probably one of the most important things. So I'll have a little bit more to say about that as we go on. Let's go ahead and get started. So everyone find your comfortable seat. If you're sitting cross-legged or if you're sitting in a thunderbolt type position, you may want to get the flesh out from under the sit bones. Those are the two bones at the base of your pelvis. Kind of give yourself a little side-to-side motion. Notice how it feels, if you feel fairly balanced. Perhaps going a little forward and back as well. Seeing if you can find that middle ground. It should feel like it's a fairly comfortable position, that your rib cage could be nicely stacked on top of your legs, that your head feels nicely stacked on top of your rib cage. Everything's pretty comfortable. You can always move your shoulders a little bit if you need to, or move your neck if it's any tighter stiffness. Then finding a comfortable resting position for your hands. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and close your eyes. If you're not so comfortable with that, just find a place in front of you to do a soft gaze with. Taking a nice deep inhale and do a nice full exhale, and you can even open your mouth and just kind of We've actually arrived here on your mat this morning. Give yourself the kudos for coming here and being present this morning for yourself, for your practice, and take a couple breaths to settle in. As I thought about the theme that I want to use this morning, peacefulness certainly came into my mind. And I think it's a little beyond that, as we may also need to work off some of this edge of possible nervousness, fear, anxiety that may be kind of floating around right now with this world that we're in right here at this moment. So just know a great technique for helping with that is to take in an inhale and then do that. Open your jaw and just kind of sigh softly to let that breath back out. Now you may not need to keep that up during your practice. Usually an even inhale and exhale is great for your practice. But here at the beginning, to let go perhaps of some of that tension, feel free to do that a couple more times as needed. I am at peace. I am safe right now. Just allow the vibration of that to come into you. And then for a moment, observe your body. Without judgment, just scan your body right now and see how it's feeling. Acknowledge whether you have anything in your body that needs to just to receive that breath. Allow yourself to breathe into that place. Exhale, releasing possibly some of the tension that may have been stored in your body already. No matter what you find, acknowledge it and promise to your body that you'll take good care of it during this class. And having observed your body, now observe your breath. Just notice how your breath is feeling right now. How is your inhale and how is your exhale? And again, without judging it, just allowing your breath to be its natural self. Just observe your breath. Feel how your breath can fill your body in a 3D-like manner. Feel it filling your abdomen. Feel it filling your low back. Feel it filling your ribs, expanding out to the side. Feel it filling in your chest, your shoulder blades. Let a nice long exhale release. Take 3 more of those nice full inhales and exhales. And now just notice how the quality of your mind is right now, your emotions right now, honoring and accepting them all. As we've been here now for a couple minutes, sitting in stillness, just for a moment, find what it is that's your intention for your practice today, to whom or what place in the world you'd like to dedicate your practice this morning. Once you have that in your heart and mind, then go ahead and bring your palms together, thumbs to the center of the heart. And we're going to Om to open the class together. Exhaling together and inhaling. May we practice together in peace and love. Namaste. All right. Hi, Steph. Good to have you joining us too. So those of you guys sitting cross-legged at this point, go ahead and just lean back, switch the cross of your legs. If you've been sitting in a position that is no longer comfortable, feel free to switch your position. We're going to do a couple more things while we're sitting here. The first thing is we're just going to simply work with this nice full breath. So as I mentioned, that breath should feel like not only does it expand here and here in your front body, but you should also feel it in your back body. So for just a moment, if it's comfortable, take your hands onto your low back and take a nice full inhale. See if you feel your back body expand. And exhale there. And then also take your hands onto the sides of your rib cage. And feel how your ribs kind of come out to the side as you inhale. Then they go back in as you exhale. Then you may want to take one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And just as you inhale, see if you feel your hand on your low belly and the one on your chest expand. And exhale. Good. So we think about this. I'm just going to call this like a 3D or a full yogic breath. Keep breathing in this manner for the next couple minutes. So now we're just going to add in a couple really easy movements with this full breath. Your breath may be longer or shorter than mine, so feel free to move at your pace. You don't have to move at my pace. So we're just going to inhale and exhale the arms up and down a couple times to practice this. So use your inhale to lift your arms up. Your arms will end up towards your ceiling at the end of your inhale, and your exhale, the arms come back and down. Do that twice more at the pace of your breath. Inhaling up. Nice smooth inhale, exhale, back and down. And so what we're learning to do here is to move at the pace of your breath. And exhale. Good. Now in this next one, and we're going to mirror, so even though I say right, we're going to take up the left one. Take up your right arm. Use your left arm just down here on the ground and kind of drag it in towards your body. Inhale, lift up nice and tall through that right arm. And on the exhale, just bring it over, open up that side body. And you can either move with your inhale and exhale, or you can stay over here to the side for a couple breaths. You should be feeling a nice little opening here and a little bit of work over here on this side. Give you one more breath here. And your next inhale, lift it on up. And exhale, bring it back on down. Good. We're going to do the other side. Inhale up. Again, take that side arm down, drag it towards your body. On your exhale, bring it on over, stretching and opening this side, but working this side. And you can either move with your breath, come back out of it a little bit on your inhale and go back in on your exhale, or you can stay static right here for a couple of breaths, whichever feels better for you. One more. And on the next inhale, bring it up. And exhale, bring it on down. Good. Let's just shrug the shoulders a couple times. Just take them up, down, and back. Let's work out some of that perhaps stuff we've been carrying on our shoulders the last couple days. Good. All right. We're also just going to do a light little twist here. So to keep it a twist that works with our active range of motion, two options. You can do this with your arms like this, just down at your sides, or you could actually bring your arms up like cactus arms, your choice. Taking a nice inhale, and we're actually going to do to the right. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. And exhale to the left. Now again at your pace, always inhaling back to center. Do this twice more on each side. Inhaling, exhaling, you turn. Inhale, you come back to center. Exhale to the other side. Again, moving with your breath. And maybe one more time. Your exhale takes you into the twist. Your inhale brings you back to center. And exhale. And inhale. Good. And release those arms. And again, just shake them out if you need to. Good. All right, I'm going to have you stretch your legs out in front of you. If you're sitting here or if you're sitting in a chair, just stretch your legs out and just kind of wiggle your legs. I'm going to move back a little bit more so you can see my legs. And just kind of wiggle your legs a little side to side. A little movement in the hips. Stretch out through your feet. Stretch your toes away from you. Bring them back in towards you. Stretch away. Bring them back in. And one more time. Stretch away and bring them back in. Good. We're going to go ahead and bend the knees just a little bit and take the legs over to one side and over to the other side. Good. One more time. All right. What we're going to do next is I'm going to have you come over and onto your back, but I want to show you two things before you come down. And I'm going to have Debbie and Peter do this so you can see what they're doing. And can I have you guys lie by your sides, grab onto your strap? So they're going to come over and they're going to just turn sideways so folks can see them. And first thing they're going to do is something that I call Uttanasana. So this is where you're going to lie on your back. You're going to take a nice full breath with your arms in front of your knees. I'm going to let these guys lie down. So your knees are going to come in towards your body. You're going to have your hands in front of your knees, your arms extended out. That's your inhale position. On your exhale, you're going to draw your knees in. Inhale, your arms reach back out. And your exhale, your arms draw your knees in. Can you see these guys doing this? Good. That's the first thing we're going to do. And the second thing we're going to do is you're going to have your strap and you're going to be placing it on the bottom of your foot. So can I have you guys grab your strap? The first thing we'll do, and we're going to be doing this one leg at a time, but we're going to do our breathing thing first. I just want you guys to see what we're doing. Is take your right leg up with the strap on the bottom of the foot. So that'll be our position number 1. You can do this with your knee bent, or you can straighten out the knee. And then position number 2 is going to be taking the strap into that same side hand and taking that leg out to the side, nice and easy. We'll move in and out of that dynamically. I just want you to see what we're doing. Then take it back up. And the third thing we're going to do is going to be a crossover, where you're going to take the strap into the other hand, and you're going to take that leg all the way across your body, coming over onto the outside of your hip. All right, come on back up, you guys. Thank you very much. Okay, everyone, go ahead and get onto your back. Let's get into this. So on your back, just find a comfortable position on your back, and you're going to draw your knees on into your body. With your knees into your body, you're going to then put your hands in front of your knees, and then on your inhale, extend your arms out as far as your knees can go, and on the exhale, draw your knees into your body. You can always hug your knees in straight into your chest, or you can draw them a little bit wider towards your armpits. Good. Move at the pace of your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Do this about 5 more times, finding that nice smooth inhale, nice smooth exhale, and this should hopefully feel pretty good on your back. And once you finish those 5 more times, go ahead and set your feet down and on the ground. Good, just check out and see, how's my back feel? If it feels okay, just throw your thumb up so I can see it. Good, if it doesn't feel okay, give me a thumbs down. All right, good. Now, next thing you're gonna do, grab onto your strap. And we're gonna take it and put it around the bottom of your right foot. All I want you to do is start extending that leg up. Now you should feel this. If you're going to feel a little stretch in the hamstring muscle, where I want you to feel it is in the center of the thigh, not around the kneecap or around the back of the knee, and not around the sit bone, but I want you in the belly of the muscle. So you may need to bend the knee lightly to find that. Some of you are going to be more comfortable keeping your left leg bent with the foot on the ground, and some of you are going to be more comfortable stretching that leg out on the ground. So your foot may not be all the way up towards the ceiling. It may be angling down just a little bit. Take a couple breaths here. One side of each side of the strap is in each hand, and try to bring your shoulder blades back and down to the ground if they've come up. Take a couple breaths here and just feel both your inner thigh and your outer thigh of your right leg reaching down towards your other foot. Lift now from the inner thigh of your right leg up through the inner heel. Take the outer heel and bring it down to the outer hip. Ground down through both sides of your pelvis. Start to take the strap over into your right hand. You're going to take your left hand either on top of your left thigh or out to the side. Out to the side is kind of nice for counterbalancing. And right here, what you're going to do is we're going to move dynamically. So you're going to take and you're going to move your leg out to the side and then back to center. And what I want you to do is try to keep both sides of your pelvis grounded. This should not hurt. So do it really gently at first. Inhale or exhale out to the side. And then on the opposite breath, bring it back up towards the ceiling. Just do this dynamically, moving with your breath 3 to 5 times. And try to find a place where you can go to where you're not hurting your back, where you're staying grounded through both sides of your pelvis. You may even find you want to angle your little pinky toes out to the side a little bit more as you go. On about your 3rd to 5th time, stay out there if you can for a breath or two. Just feel the nice opening from your inner thigh through your inner heel on that right side. Outer ankle coming back into that outer hip. One more breath if you're holding. And then inhale to come back and up. Good. You're going to take the strap into the left hand now. Push out through that left leg. Inhale here. On the exhale, start to come over, crossing over your body with that leg. Bring it all the way so you're on the outside of your left hip. And right here, you can either take your right hand up and overhead, or you can take it onto the outside of your left or your right hip and press down with that hand as you're reaching out through that leg. You're going to get a nice tractioning on the side of your right vertebrae. 1, 2, or 3 more breaths here. We've done the crossover to the left side if that's comfortable. If it's not, don't do it. And then with a nice big inhale, come on back up to center. Good. And what you're going to do, take the strap into both hands again. You're going to start to bend this knee a little bit. I'm going to have you resist. Your arms are going to start to pull your leg down with the strap, but you're resisting lightly with your hamstring. So go ahead, let your arms eventually win. Pull that leg down and into your body. Resist, resist, resist a little along the way. Make those hamstrings work for it. And then go ahead and release. Take the strap off that side. Stretch out your right leg now. And just notice your right leg probably now feels longer than your left. Your left leg's very jealous and says, wait, it's my turn. So grab onto your strap, put it around the bottom of your left foot, and let's do the same things on this side now. So we're going to come over and put that strap on the bottom of the left foot. Again, you can keep that right knee bent and the foot on the ground if that's more comfortable, or extend the right leg out straight on the floor like Peter's doing. You can bend the knee lightly. You want the stretch to be feeling in the back of the left leg, but in the belly of the muscle, again, not around the sit bone or around the back of the knee. Take a couple breaths here to feel grounded through both sides of your pelvis. Feel your shoulder blades relaxing down into the ground. Your arms are just lightly holding out of the strap, and you're just warming up the hamstrings on the back of it. Now we're going to take the strap into the left hand this time. And this is where we're going to move dynamically. Using either your inhale or exhale, start to take your left leg out to the side and inhale it back up. Both sides of the pelvis should stay grounded on the ground. Don't let that right hip pop up. If it is, it's going just a little too far. Moving dynamically with your breath, maybe 3 to 5 times. After you've done that 3 to 5 times, if you want, stay out to the side and hold for maybe 1, 2, 3 breaths. Try to feel the elongation from the inner thigh out through the inner heel on that left leg. Draw from the outer heel back and into that left hip. And keep the breath nice and smooth. If you can't keep the breath nice and smooth, bring that leg up a little bit more. 1 more breath. Good. If you've been holding, now inhale, come back up to center. And we're going to switch legs. We're going to switch hands on the strap. The right hand's going to come out of the strap. Exhale, crossing over the body. Take that left leg over to the right. Come all the way onto the outside of the right hip. Really push out through your right heel. And you can either take your left hand again up and overhead, or like you may be able to see Peter doing with his left thumb, he's hooking onto his hip and pressing that left hip down towards his right heel. Take a couple breaths here. This crossover hopefully feels good for your body. 1 more. As you're ready then, with an inhale, bring that leg back and up. And you're going to grab onto the strap with both hands again. Start to bend lightly through the left knee, and you're resisting. You're pushing up against the strap with your leg. Your hamstrings are working. Your arms are gradually pulling that leg down into your body. And once you get there, go ahead and release the strap off of the bottom of your foot. Set the strap off to the side and stretch your legs out. And just notice, hopefully right now, both your legs are now feeling nice and even again. Good. Inhale, hug your knees into your body. Give yourself a little self-massage. Good job. Now, one more thing we're going to do here is keeping your knees bent, set your feet down on the mat. We're just going to dynamically lift up and down into a couple bridge poses. So what this means is you're going to plant down into your feet. They may be hip-width apart, maybe a little wider. Your hands could be off to the side. With your inhale, you're going to press down your feet and start lifting your hips and your back and spine up off the ground. And with your exhale, you're going to bring your body back and down. Take a couple more breaths doing this. Inhaling up, lifting up, Setu Bandhasana in Sanskrit. Exhale, coming back and down. 1 more time. Inhale up. And exhaling back and down. Good job. All right. Once you come down, come over onto your hands and knees. As we say in Costa Rica, do the tortilla, which means flip your body over. Now I'm going to use a blanket underneath my knees. If you have a blanket, that's great. A little extra padding since we're on concrete here in the rancho. And we're going to do a couple cat-cows, all right? So with this, hands about under the shoulders, maybe lightly ahead, knees under the hips, all right? And with this, with your exhale, you're going to drop your sit bones down, draw the navel up towards the spine, let the top of the head release down towards the ground. Inhale, we're going to start by lifting through the tailbone, then letting that ripple up through your spine. Do this maybe 3 to 5 more times. Exhaling, Halloween kitty. Inhaling our saggy dry season cows here in Costa Rica. 2 or 3 more. Finding this again, moving with your breath. Good, looks great for you guys that I can see. And once you've finished your last one of those, coming into neutral. We're going to move into a light, again, a nice little movement with twist here. So you're going to keep your left hand planted on the ground. On your inhale, take your right arm up and into the air. Try to keep your pelvis steady. Let this come from your upper back. On your exhale, thread the needle under your body. Come onto the outside of the shoulder if you can. Inhale, you're going to come back up. Again, move at the pace of your breath. You don't have to move with me. Exhaling, thread the needle. If you can't come all the way down, just come part way down. Inhale, back up 3 times. On this 3rd time, as you come under, you can always stay for a breath or 2. If you'd rather come right back up, come right back up. Once you finish that side, we're going to come back up into your neutral. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Left arm's turn. Your inhale, you'll take that arm up. Exhale, thread the needle under. Again, you can come onto the outside of the shoulder if you can. If not, just come part way. With your inhale, you're going to come back and up. Exhale, bring it under again. 3 times. Using again the pace of your breath. On your exhale, coming under, maybe staying for 1, 2, or 3 breaths, whatever feels comfortable, or coming right back up. When you're ready, you'll inhale back to neutral. All right. So we're going to be doing just some light back bending work today, and we warmed up a little bit with that with our bridge. We're going to do one more thing, which those of you guys who studied with me before know I call the Alleluia move. So if you know this one and you want to start, go ahead. I'm again going to have these guys model this. So you start off in a child's pose, which means coming back towards your heels. Your knees can be separated or together. Your feet, your hands come back by your heels. As you inhale, you come up onto the knees, lift up with the arms, and if you can, a light back bend. And your exhale takes you back and into that child's pose. Go ahead and move this with your breath. Doing again, maybe 1 more of these, maybe 2 or 3 more of these. Let yourself feel this beautiful movement coming up. Extension, maybe a light back bend, and exhale to come back and down. On the last one that you want to do, come back into your child's pose and just rest in that for a couple breaths. So go ahead and come on down on this last one. And you can either make a pillow of your hands like this, or rest your head on the forehead, or just simply rest in this and check in right now with your body, with your breath, with your mind. Just notice how you're feeling right now. Has anything started shifting or changed? Pausing for a moment. If you've gotten out of breath, this is a great time to come back into your natural breathing pattern. If any of this has not felt good on your body, reaffirm that you're going to take care of yourself, that what you do in this class feels right for you. And then I'm going to have you guys gently bring your hands underneath your shoulders, and you're either going to come up or come right into just lying on your belly. So come on onto your stomach. If you have this blanket and you want to keep it there because it feels comfortable, you want the blanket to be so that your pubic bone is on the blanket, but the hip pointers, those bony points of your hips, are just off of it. Or just move the blanket out of the way completely. Now right here, what we're going to do is we're again just going to do a little light work of back bending. A lot of the stuff that we're carrying these days is creating our shoulders coming forward and kind of crunching in. So this is a really nice counterbalance to that. So these guys are going to take their arms out in front. You're going to look down towards the ground as you do this. Ground through your pubic bone, press down through the top of your feet and your hands. And on an inhale, you're going to lift up one arm and your opposite leg. So right arm, left leg comes up with your inhale. Exhale, that comes down. Inhale, opposite arm and leg. Left arm, right leg comes up. And exhale, come down. You can always lift up with the head and chest as your arm comes up. Please continue. 2 times on each side. And exhale down. Keeping grounded through the pubic bone. Keeping grounded through the opposite side. You may even let your eyes lightly rise up as you come up and exhale down. And with your 3 times on each side, then come down to rest for a moment. Maybe you want to wiggle your hips, so you can even bend your knees and let your heels go side to side. We call that windshield wipering. All right, good. Once you're ready with that, go ahead and bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Come on up back onto your hands and knees. And let's step your right leg forward. And here's where you may want to have your bricks. We're just going to rock a little forward and back. So with this, sometimes it's helpful to have hands on the bricks. You can have them up to here or a little lower. If you're comfortable on the ground, stay on the ground. Now watch your back leg. You want to press into the back foot and the knee a little bit. Start off in action as if you're scissoring the legs together, like you're trying to drag your front heel back and your back knee forward. And then just using your bricks, just lightly rock a little forward and back. Forward, you may want to press in the bricks and lift up through the heart. Back, keep your belly towards the leg, maybe even lift up the toes for a little hamstring stretch. Use your breath, maybe one more time, forward and back. Good. Now here's where you're going to note, as we come into, we're going to do a couple sun salutations in a minute, and on the first sun salutation, we're actually going to come into a pose called Anjaneyasana, where we'll lift up. So right here, just find out if this is comfortable, and maybe even if this is comfortable. This is Anjaneyasana. So if this isn't comfortable, you can always stay here, or when we get to that pose, you can always stay here with your hands on the bricks. All right, we're going to switch legs now. Take that right leg back, bring the left leg forward. Same thing, you want to find that this is a comfortable position in both of the hips, that your knee and your foot can be either top of the foot down or the toes could be curled under. This is comfortable. And we start that scissoring action of the back knee drawing forward, the front heel drawing back. And then using your bricks or using the floor, we're going to just do a little rocking back and forth. So as I come forward, I'm using the bricks. I walk them forward a little bit. I get a little bit more stretch on my back thigh. I lift up through the heart. Exhale. I come forward. I keep my abdomen to my thigh. I'm going to lift up my toes. Feel that in the hamstring a little bit. So you're going to do this 3 times. Inhale forward. Exhale back. One more time. Inhale forward. And exhale back. Good. So here's where we're going to check out our Anjaneyasana on this side. Remember, you can always stay here with hands on the bricks. You may want to transition to this. I'm going to call this our second bus stop. Remember the scissoring action of the legs. And maybe you want to check out, is this going to be right for you as we come into this? Good. All right. And exhale. So now we're going to bring yourself to standing. You can do that by lifting up the back leg and stepping either forward or back. Just find a little forward bend. And then find your way up. Inhale, 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 inhale. Good. And exhale. Bring your hands to the heart. I'm going to step back here a little bit so you can see me, but you want to be up towards the front of your mat. And we're going to find what we call mountain pose, which means you can have your feet, if they feel really comfortable close together, great. Most people want them a little hip width apart, maybe even slightly wider. Just for a moment, I want you to ground into your feet. Feel your heels, feel your big toe mound and your little toe mound. Reach those down into the earth and then lift the arches that you feel from underneath those 3 points. With the hands back in front of the heart, we're going to bow down and remember your intention, your dedication, why you're here and who you're doing this for. Remember at any time, if something does not feel right, to please don't do it. I'll offer a couple bus stops. All right, we're going to begin. First sun salutation. We'll inhale from here and take the arms up. You can bring them out as the side or up in front. And exhale, gently fold forward. Maybe bending the knees. Try to stay with a flat back. Find a comfortable place, or you can always use your bricks. Take a couple breaths. Allow the top of your head to relax. Tuck your chin lightly. Taking and remembering those 3 points of each foot, grounding down and lifting through the arches. On your next inhale, inhale up into a flat spine position. And exhale, bend the knees, take that right leg back, and the knee's going to come down into that kneeling lunge. So right here, you can either use your bricks, put your hands on the front knee, or come all the way up into that Anjaneyasana. We're going to spend 3 breaths here, scissoring the 2 feet together, lifting up through the heart. 1 more breath. On the next exhale then, bring the hands back and down. Good. Take your left leg back, and we're again going to come onto the belly. Coming down and onto the belly, nice and easy. You can always do that yoga push-up. Good. Keeping the hands under the shoulders, we're going to do a little baby Bhujangasana. So with this one, you're just going to inhale, press down through your feet and your pubic bone, and on the inhale, you're lifting up lightly through the head and chest, and exhale, coming down. We're going to do that with 3 breaths. Inhale up, maybe check. You don't have to use your hands. You can just use your back muscles, and exhale back and down. One more time. Keep the chin lightly tucked. Inhale up, pressing down through pubic bone and feet, and exhale back and down. Good job. Inhale, come onto the knees. Exhale, take it back into child's pose or down dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. These guys are showing child's pose right now. Debbie's going to come up into down dog, which is like your upside down V. In whichever position you're doing, I want you to see if you can close your eyes and take 3 smooth breaths. Check in again with your body, with your breath, with your mind. Good. All right, as you're ready, you're going to nice and easily look in between your hands, or those of you guys in your child's pose, come up onto your knees, and we're going to step that right foot forward. Bring the left knee down. This should bring us back into the opposite side. And again, you can stay down here with your hands on your bricks. You could bring your hands up and onto the knee, or you can take it up into Anjaneyasana. Scissor the feet together, the front foot, the knee, lifting up through the heart. Find another nice full breath. You can do it. Exhale to bring the hands down, either down to the ground or onto your bricks. We're going to curl the back toe under, lift up that leg, and exhale to step forward, finding forward bend. Take a moment here, maybe with knees bent, to lightly ground through the 3 points of the feet, lifting up through the arches, lifting through the sit bones. Take and hug onto your elbows for a moment and let your head relax. And just nod your head yes. Shake your head no. Remember, you have choices. Now bend the knees lightly, and you're going to sweep the arms out in front of you like you're a skier. Hold here for a breath if you can. Good. On the next inhale, we're going to come up like you're halfway sitting in a chair, and exhale here. Good. All the way up. Press down into the feet. Lift through those arches and lightly lean back. And exhale the hands to the heart. And again, pause here and let your breath stabilize. Find and feel that you've got this nice flow of inhale and exhale. Check in with your body, your breath, your mind. Good job. I see a dog nose coming towards the camera at Elodie's house. Awesome. Good. So this next sun salutation, we're actually going to step back. Go ahead and bring your hands down for a moment. And we're going to come into what is commonly called Crescent Pose, which means this back heel is up. But you don't have to leave this back heel up if that creates a lot of balance issues. You can always bring that heel down. We're going to work with this. We're going to come up into either this Crescent Pose or a Warrior One type position. Then we're going to inhale. We're going to straighten this leg, and we're going to fold forward. So here's where you may want to once again have your bricks by your mat. We're a little windy here in Costa Rica, so my bricks may blow over. But if you want those bricks, have them handy. All right, step towards the front of the mat again. Everyone got your bricks that wants them? Once again, we'll start in what's called Samastahiti, or attention pose, meaning we're standing in mountain with our hands at the heart. On your exhale, bow down, remembering your intention and dedication. On your inhale, grounding down, lift those arms up. Exhale, we're going to float forward into forward bend. Bend your knees nicely as needed. Allow your hamstrings to stretch but not be painful. Inhale into a flat spine position. This time, step your left leg back and find here either that Crescent Pose or your Warrior One position with that back heel down. Starting to come up, get your legs nice and strong, that scissoring action, and either hands onto the front knee or all the way up. Take 3 breaths here. Imagine your front knee is moving forward, your back heel is moving back, but at the same time, those 2 legs are trying to scissor towards each other. Whoa, that's crazy, huh? Inhale here, exhale, bring the arms into cactus pose. We're going to go into light twist. Again, inhale, center. exhale towards your bent front knee. Inhale as you're ready, back to center. Exhale to the other side. Try to keep your hips nice and stable. Inhale back to center. Good job. Now, inhale, we're going to start to lift up through this front knee, and you can either take that back knee down or leave it lifted. And on the exhale, we're going to start to fold forward, a forward bend. So this front knee can be lightly bent like mine is. You can find your bricks. We're going to hold this for 2 or 3 more breaths. This is a variation of Parsvottanasana. Let your head push out through the crown, reach back through the right sit bone. 1 more. Good. And then we're going to move the bricks out of the way, bend that knee a little bit more, set the hands down, and step it back. Now, you can be on your knees in your tabletop position. You could take the knees back a little bit farther, be in a knee plank, or you can take it all the way into regular plank. Whichever one you're doing, take 3 breaths here. Engage your abdominals by trying to drag your hands and your feet towards each other on your inhale and release on the exhale. Good job, everyone. It's hard to talk and do this at the same time. And when you're ready on your exhale, either bringing the knees down or keeping lifted, gently and easy, once again, lower down onto the abdomen. Good, and exhale, relax the head down. This time we're going to take the arms out in front, and we're going to just lift the legs. We're going to do half of Locust Pose, half Salabhasana. So staying grounded in the pubic bone, staying grounded in your hands. On your next inhale, lift up through your legs, and exhale, release the legs down. Again, on your inhale, lift up through the legs. Exhale, release them back down. Doing the leg portion of Locust. Inhale up through the legs, and exhale back and down. Good job. Bring the hands back under the shoulders. Inhale up onto either hands and knees, or directly up into your down dog or child's pose. In your down dog, just take a moment here. Ground down through the hands, lift from the palms, lifting from the center of the palms all the way up through your sit bones. Maybe bending your knees lightly. 1 more breath. And looking between your hands, we're going to step that left leg forward. Those of you guys in child's pose, come up onto hands and knees. Bring the left leg forward. And once again, we're going to come up, possibly with hands on the front knee. Maybe with the back heel lifted into crescent, maybe with the back heel down. Some of you are going to feel comfortable taking the arms all the way up. Here we are back in crescent. We should have the other leg forward. Your left leg should be forward this time. Taking a couple breaths here, find that steadiness, finding that scissoring action of the legs. Pelvis is nice and steady. On the next exhale, bring the arms down into cactus. Inhaling here. On the exhale, the twist towards that bent front knee, your left knee. Inhale back to center. Exhale over to the right. Inhale back to center. Good. Here's our forward bend time. So on the next inhale, you're going to lift through this front knee. Start to fold forward, hinge from the hips, either with that back heel up or take it down, and find possibly your bricks. Find it blown over. Or without bricks, this is variation of a forward bend called Parsvottanasana. 2 more breaths. Reach out through the crown of the head, reach back through that left sit bone. 1 more. And on the nice inhale, you're going to start to bend that front knee with your bricks or your hands down. Step it forward, coming into your forward bend. This is called Uttanasana. Again, allow your head to hang and shake it. Yes and no. And then we're again going to come up. You're going to bend your knees now and reach your arms forward like you're a skier. Exhale here. Inhale again into like a chair pose, and exhale here. Inhale to come all the way up, maybe even a light back bend. And exhale the hands to the heart. If you can, soften or close your eyes for a moment here and just check in. How's my body feeling right now? How's my breath? How's my emotions? How are my energy? And then as you've done your observations and you're ready, just let your arms come down to the side. Good. So we're going to do one more thing here. And today again, because we've been doing so much of this dealing with life stuff, is we're going to kind of come into a little bit of balance work. So what I want to do before we get into that is we're going to practice our balance just by, I'm just going to show you from the side. First of all, just kind of bending the knees, sitting back like this, and then coming up onto the toes, and then back and down, all right? So this is like a little mini chair pose. So go ahead and come in, bend your knees. You can have your legs either together, you could have them separate. Some of you may even find it helpful to have a brick in between your legs to hug into. And then bending it down like you're in a little tiny chair pose. Just start to come up onto your toes. See if you can balance there for a breath. And then bring it back down. One more time. Come onto your toes. Balance there for a breath. Come back down. And one more time. Come onto the toes. And bring it back and down. Good. All right. Now one other thing we're going to do, Salud Pedro, is taking your hands on your hips. Just make a couple nice circles with the pelvis. Go around in one direction. And notice how your weight kind of goes around on your feet as you do this. Then go around in the other direction. Good. Now we balanced on the toes a moment ago. All I want you to do now is come towards the back of your mat. And you're going to lift up, and if you can, walk on your heels to the front of your mat, and then turn around and walk to the back of your mat on your heels. Good. Now those of you guys that have some ankle things, you're going to want to consider whether you want to do these next ones, because the next one we're going to do is we're going to walk, same thing, up and down the mat, where you're going to come to the outside edges of your feet. If you've had a lot of sprained ankles, this one may not feel comfortable. You may want to just stay on your feet, but put more weight bearing on the outsides of your feet. If you can, walk up and down your mat on the outsides of your feet. Then walk to the back of your mat on the outsides of your feet. Good. And I bet you can guess what's coming next. The next one is going to be to the insides of the feet. Again, if this isn't quite comfortable for you, because you kind of end up in a knock-knee position, is maybe don't go quite so far. But if you can, totally walk on the insides edges of your feet, and then towards the back of your mat on the inside edges of your feet. Good. And now, shake out your feet. All right. So now what we're ready to do is we're ready to kind of come into a little bit of balance. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our balance of eagle pose today. We haven't done a lot with the arms yet. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do one more thing with the arms. So grounding into both feet. Inhale and open the arms really nice and wide. Exhale. Give yourself a nice big hug. Try to reach your hands around, and if you can, grab onto your shoulder blades with your arms. Draw your chin in and down. Feel the back of your neck get nice and long. Breathe into the back of your heart. Whew. Let's open up. Again, as you're ready, a nice big inhale. Other arm on top this time, crossing your arms over. Should be left arm on top if you were following along with me. Grab onto your shoulder blades if you can. Again, try to draw your chin in and down. Bring the back of your neck some length. Open and breathe into the back of your heart. You may not even realize how much we've been closing stuff off. And a nice big inhale again. Squeeze those shoulder blades together and exhale, relax your arms. Okay, so full eagle pose is a balance pose that involves us bending the knees, bringing one leg over, hugging the legs together, possibly even bringing that other foot around if you can. Then whichever knee is on top, that's the bottom arm. So then the arms come together like this, and possibly the hands. So there's lots of alternatives. For this one, if the arms coming over doesn't work for you, you could just simply start to bring your arms like this. If staying in a balance on one leg doesn't work, you can just simply bring your legs together and sit down like chair pose, and then do the arms. If you can, we're going to balance both legs and arms. So let's go. All right, first let's do the arms. We're going to bring, and we're going to have that right arm on top. So open up your arms nice and wide. Exhale, cross the right arm on top, right elbow on top. Bring the hands up. You may be here. You may be able to bring the hands together. You may be able to cross the arms. Now inhale. If you're coming into the balance with the legs, exhale, start to bend the knees. Your right leg's going to be on the bottom. Inhale, that left leg, start to come up, maybe onto the toes, Maybe crossing that leg over. Maybe bringing the toes back behind. See if you can take 3 breaths here. Find a gazing spot on the floor. Those of you guys want to do a little extra work on an exhale, maybe start to come into a forward bend in this position. Inhale back up. Whenever you're ready, artfully start to unwind and land back here in a mountain pose. Good job, everyone. All right, the focus of an eagle. We're going to do the other side. So we're going to open up the arms once again. This time that left arm is going to be on top. Crossing that over. Finding what the arm position is that works for you. Maybe the back of the hands coming together. Maybe full eagle like this. Inhale here. On the exhale, start to bend the legs. If you're coming into the balance pose, now your left leg is going to be your steady leg. Start to come up on the toes of the right. Maybe just stay here. Maybe you can find a gazing spot and cross that right leg over. Maybe you can wrap the toes or not. Listen to your body. Find your bus stop. Inhale. Those you guys doing your forward bend. Maybe coming down, trying to touch the elbows towards the knee. Or not. Listen. As you're ready, you're going to inhale gently and mindfully. Back up and start to unwind. Good. Find your mountain pose again. Just let your arms relax down. Ground down through your feet. Soften or close your eyes for a moment. Feel your breath within you. If we were Disney on cue, I would have had our hawks start calling, but we're not Disney. So just imagine the eagle within you just found its perfect vision. All right, softly and gently open the eyes. Go ahead and wiggle out arms and legs. And we're going to come and we're going to find now a sitting position. So what we're going to do here is we're going to come down and onto the mat. We're going to do one thing before we go into a twist. So I want to show you from the side. Because we've done a little stuff with our arms going forward, we're going to do a variation of Purvottanasana or table pose. So you're going to have your hands back and behind you. The classic pose is to have your fingers pointing towards you, which is great if that works for you. If that doesn't work for you, you can always point your hands out to the side or back behind you. All right, I'll come a little bit farther this way. So with the hands back behind you, we're going to just do the variation with the knees bent. You'll inhale and come up, lifting up through your abdomen, keeping your shoulders strong. If it's comfortable, you'll tuck your chin and extend your head back. If that's not comfortable, just keep looking forward. All right, that's the pose. So coming into a sitting position with your legs out in front of you, about hip widths apart, maybe just slightly wider. Take your hands back behind your gluteals. If it's comfortable, again, fingers pointing towards your gluteals. If it's not, out to the side, maybe even back behind. Inhale here, ground down through the feet. On the exhale, start to lift up into your table. Tuck your chin, maybe extend the head and neck back, or just keep looking forward. See if you can hold this for 3 more breaths. Come down if you need to before that. Nice and smooth and even. Inhale and exhale. Feel your gluteals lifting, the back of your legs working. 1 more breath if you can. On the exhale, start to come down, coming back to sitting between your hands. Stretch your legs out. Good. Pull the flesh out from underneath your sit bones. Just take a moment now. Take your hands by your side and just lightly press down through your hands. Lift a little bit through the shoulder blades. Lift up through the crown of your head. Good. We're going to inhale, if you can, your arms up. This is called staff pose or Dandasana. If we're doing Sesame Street yoga, we're doing the capital L. Inhale in the center here. On the exhale, lightly twist towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lightly twist to the left. Inhale back to center. And exhale, release the arms on down. Good. We're going to now move into a seated twist. So for this, if you see me from the side, I have to work really hard to hold my body up like this. So I'm going to take a blanket and sit on a blanket. That's what I was comfortable sitting on at the beginning of class. So you may want to sit on your blanket for this twist. We're going to do a fairly easy one. We're going to keep the left leg out, and we're going to bring the right knee up and in. And we're going to be twisting towards this knee. By the way, some of you guys that I don't know, If you happen to be pregnant at this time, you don't want to turn towards this knee. You're going to want to be turning away from the knee. All right, so this will be your twist. Those of you guys that can will come with me turning towards the right. Take the right hand back behind you. Reach out through that left heel just lightly. Ground down through your right foot. All we're going to do, inhale up here as if you're pushing out a flower through the top of your head. And on the exhale, just gently allow your spine to twist where it wants to. Adjust your back hand as needed. Just take this front arm here. We only start to bring this elbow to the outside of that knee if you're already really comfortable and your armpit is close to that knee. Inhale, grounding down. On the exhale, now turn your head, chin, and eyes over that back shoulder. Close your eyes. Draw your chin lightly down towards your chest. We're going to be staying here for about another minute, and I want you to imagine on your inhale that your breath is coming down through the crown of your head to the base of your body. And on your inhale, your exhale, you're drawing that breath back up and out through the crown of your head. Inhale, breath all the way down to pelvic floor. Exhale, breath going back and up through the center part of your body, out through the crown of your head. Imagine there's the star that comes with your breath down and into your body, to your pelvic floor. Your exhale brings that star back up and out through the crown of your head. Take 3 more breaths like this. Inhaling, star coming down. Exhaling that star back up and out. 2 more. Last one. And after this last breath, just gently exhale and unwind yourself back into the front. Good. Hopefully that felt good for you. We're going to switch legs and do the other side. So the left knee is going to bend this time. Right leg is out. Again, having enough support underneath your sit bones so it feels comfortable. You even want to pull the flesh out from under there. Your left hand will go back, by the dog or behind you. Inhale, lift up nice and tall through the crown of your head. And on your exhale, just allow your spine to turn. Again, we're talking active range of motion. Sorry, can't speak anymore. And then you're going to bring your hand here where it's comfortable. You could possibly wrap your elbow. Only do this if it doesn't constrict your breathing or your shoulders. It does for me. Inhale here again, and on the exhale, then turn your head, chin, and eyes any farther they want to go. And then soften or close your eyes, drawing your chin down. And now once again, we're going to begin to follow your breath inside of you. The inhale, coming down and in through the crown of your head to the base of your body. The exhale, lifting back and up through the crown of the head. And if you want, imagine there's a beautiful star that comes in with your inhale, comes all the way down that center channel just in front of your spine to your pelvic floor. And your exhale carries it back and up through the crown of your head. Let yourself feel your breath doing this for 3 more nice full breaths. Inhaling, exhaling. Allow your breath to be your focus. 1 more. And then gently and easily coming back to the center. Now we're going to go ahead and stretch that leg out. And we're going to do another forward bend. And this one's going to be a little bit more towards a restorative forward bend. I'm going to grab onto my bricks. So with my bricks, for me, I like to do a wide leg forward bend because it's a little bit easier for my pelvis now to come forward. Again, sitting on this blanket actually helps me. And I'm not going to go too far because, again, this is going to be one we're going to hold probably for between 1 to 2 minutes. So you may want to have your bricks and find something where either you can fold forward and maybe find a resting spot for your head, or a comfortable place even to maybe allow your arms to rest and just allow your head to hang like this. We're going to do the same thing similar to what we just did with the twist, and we're going to rest in this, but we're just going to do this as a forward bend. For those of you guys that are not comfortable in a wide leg forward bend, you could always bring your legs a little bit closer together. So we're going to go into this nice and slow, and we're going to go into it in 3 parts, and I'm actually going to come behind Peter and Debbie to help them do this, so I'll instruct you as well. So you want to feel grounded through your sit bones and grounded through the back of your heels. You don't want to be so wide that it's going to be uncomfortable, because again, it's going to be a longer hold in this. So right here, just take your hands by your hips for a moment, and using your hands, lift and get your spine nice and tall. Inhale. And on the exhale, just start tilting from your pelvis. When you start to feel that either your shoulders or your low back want to round, pause there. Then take an inhale and bring your awareness to your low back, bring your breath there, and on your exhale, then start rounding from your low back. If you want to round, you could always stay flat spine. Then on the next inhale, take your breath to your mid back, inhale into there, and on the exhale, allow that part to round. Then on your next breath, go ahead and take your hands forward. Inhale into your upper back, and on the exhale, allow that rounding to come from your upper back. And find what you may want to build to have a resting spot for your head or your arms comfortable. So you can rest your head, relax your neck, allow your eyes to soften or close. If you can get that brick right onto that center of the eyebrows, that's even better. And now with this one, what we're going to do is we're again going to bring our breath down and up the spine. But this time I want you to find the pattern of your breath, breathe in and take that breath from the base of your body all the way up through to the center of your brain. And on your exhale, from the center of your brain, take it back and down to the base of your body. Once again, your inhale starts in your pelvic floor and lifts up right in front of the spine to the center of your brain. And your exhale starts to bring your breath back and down to the base of your body. Now this next time, count the length of your inhale. Bring it up to the center of the brain. And on the exhale, see if you can start to make your exhale twice as long as your inhale. So if my inhale is the count of 1, 2, 3, then I'm going to start to try to make my exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just try this. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, breath coming up just in front of the spine to the middle of the brain. The exhale, softly, slowly, twice as long, back and down to the base of the body. And we're going to take 3 more breaths like this. Maybe 1 more. Nice and slow, elongated exhale. And now just simply, really softly and easily, start to bring your hands to where they can help your body come up. Gently elongating through the crown of the head. Start to lift your eyes, your chest, your mid-back, and your low back. Que rico, as we say here in Costa Rica. All right, if you used any props, go ahead and set them off to the side. Leaning back just slightly. Just bend your knees, and once again, just do a little windshield wiper side to side with your legs. Good. And we're going to start to work ourselves onto our back and get ready for corpse pose or shavasana. As you come onto your back now, what I want you to do is I want you to find anything that's going to help you be comfortable. A blanket, possibly for underneath your head, or maybe a blanket roll or a bolster for underneath your knees. And I'm going to talk you into a little relaxation as we go into this. And then I'm going to give you some minutes of silence to be able to relax. I will then, at the end of our shavasana, I'll ring a bell 3 times. And we're going to sit up, and we will have time to do a little bit of pranayama or breath work today. So again, take the moment to get your body really nicely comfortable, finding the right supports. You're basically lying flat on the back with any supports you might need underneath your head, underneath your knees, your arms coming out towards the side of your body. Your legs may be hip width distance, maybe a little bit wider. And all I want you to do right now is just check and make sure there's no other movements that your body's going to want, that you're going to be able to lie here in stillness for about the next 10 minutes. If there's anything else your body needs to do before that, do so now. And we're going to start to go through and check and make sure that the back of your head is totally comfortable, that your shoulder blades and your arms are in completely comfortable position, that your pelvis feels completely comfortable in just the right spot, that your legs are just the right distance apart and they're completely comfortable as well. Good. So now, closing or softening your eyes. And we're first going to start to breathe the breath down and into your feet. And on a nice full exhale, tell your feet, relax feet. Breathe that nice full breath into your lower legs and calves. And on your exhale, tell your lower legs and calves, relax. Breathe a nice full breath into your upper legs. Tell your upper legs now, on your exhale, relax. Breathing into your pelvis, your hips. On your exhale, pelvis and hips, relax. Breathing into your low back and abdomen. On your exhale, lower back and abdomen, relax. Breathing into your mid-back and your rib cage. On your exhale, telling your mid-back and rib cage, relax. Breathing into your upper back, shoulder blades, chest. And on your exhale, telling your shoulder blades and chest and upper back, relax. Now sending your breath down and into your hands. And on your exhale, telling your hands, relax. Breathing into your forearms, your lower arms. And on your exhale, forearms, relax. Breathing now into your upper arms. And on the exhale, telling your upper arms, relax. Now just for the shoulders, breathing into them. And on the exhale, telling your shoulders, relax. Breathing into your neck, your throat. On your exhale, softening through your neck and throat, relaxing there. Now bringing your breath into your jaw, your lips and tongue. And on your exhale, softening your jaw, softening your tongue, your lips, all relaxing. See if now you can let go of words. Breathing now into your eyes, your ears, your forehead. And on a nice deep exhale, tell your eyes and ears and forehead to relax. Allow your eyes and ears to turn inward. Now lastly, breathing in as if you could breathe into your brain itself. And on your exhale, tell your brain to relax. Feel the softness, the release of your body into the arms of Mother Earth. Allow yourself in the next 5 minutes or so to continue to release farther and farther down. And just simply from this place of relaxation, allow yourself to observe your body and breath in this peace. Om Triambakam Yajamahe Sagandim Pushti Vardhanam Urvarukamiva Bandhanan Mrityor Mukshiyamamritat. Just allow yourself a moment now to become aware once again of your body lying on your mat in your home. Feeling the sound of your breath within your body once again. Feeling the security of the earth underneath you. As your mind starts to come back to the outer world and you're ready, just gently start moving through the joints of your fingers, your toes, gradually allowing that to come more into your wrists, your ankles, eventually and gradually, possibly even hugging your legs into your body, or a nice full stretch if that feels good. And then coming over onto your most comfortable side. Just come over onto your side for a couple breaths. Allow yourself to transition gently and carefully, bringing with you the sense of peacefulness. And we're going to eventually now come back into a seated position. And we have a couple minutes here, so we're going to take and we're going to do a couple minutes of what's called alternate nostril breathing, or Nadi Shodhana. So take your time to find a comfortable seat once again. Once you have yourself established in a comfortable seat, you're going to once again want to find a place where you can be relatively still for about the next 8 minutes or so. So finding that seat, finding your spine fairly tall, maybe sitting in a chair, sitting in your supports on the ground. And just take a moment to observe once again your body, your mind, your emotions. Just noticing if even the practice that we did has created hopefully some positive changes for you. Now, alternate nostril breathing can be done in many different ways. I'm going to teach you the way in which I was taught and the way in which it's just a really simple form. There's no retentions. You just simply keep a smooth inhale and exhale going. And so the traditional form takes your first two fingers and closes them down into your palm, and then you use the inside of the ring finger and the thumb to alternate closing off your nostrils. You can do it in whatever way you want. If you want to use your first finger and your thumb, you just want to find some way that you can keep your arm relatively still so you have as small a movement as possible. Now with this, we're going to start this together, so get whatever hand you want to have ready up by your face. Take a nice full inhale, exhale, and now this time you're going to inhale, and on the exhale, close off your right nostril, breathe out through the left, breathe back in through the left nostril, and then switch, closing off the left and breathing out through the right. We alternate every time just before the exhale, continuing in this pattern. You can always soften or close the eyes. You exhale out through one nostril. You inhale back through that nostril. Switching just before the next exhale to the other nostril. Now that you've established your pattern of this, just notice your breath and try to make your exhale even with your inhale. Let your breath be smooth. Perhaps at this time you might find you can actually elongate your exhale just slightly more and then match it with your inhale. And the next time your exhale is through your left nostril, finish your Nadi Shodhana or alternate nostril breathing with that exhale. Lower your arm down, keeping your eyes soft or closed. And just simply observe once again how this practice of alternate nostril breathing affected you. Check out your breath. Check out how your body feels having done this practice. Check out how your mind feels right now. Alternate nostril breathing can be, for some people, a very calming practice. So it may be one that you want to do over the next days if you find that it's helpful to you. Establishing a practice, we did that for about 4 minutes. You could always add and do this for maybe up to 5 to 10 minutes if you find it helpful. Now just simply notice your natural breath. And just for a moment, imagine that your breath is coming in again through the crown of your head and right into the base of your heart. Your exhale then comes back and out through the crown of your head. Imagine that your breath starts a little ways above the crown of your head and comes in down to the base of your heart. Your exhale brings it back from the base of the heart, back and up through the crown of the head. Inhaling, exhaling. The inhale bringing in this beautiful fresh air. The exhale releasing back out all that you no longer need. Inhale, fresh energy. Exhale, the things that you are done with. Making space. Inhale, vitality. Exhale, tiredness. Inhale, strength. Releasing those things that hold you back. 3 more breaths. After your third exhale, Just simply bringing yourself back into presence of how you are in this moment. Noticing what this practice might have brought you. What you can bring with you, perhaps, of presence and peace as you go off your mat and into your day. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll close our practice together as we began by bringing our palms together in front of the heart and doing a chant of Om together. Exhaling together and inhaling. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for your practice. Peace. Thank you. Thank you, Pedro. So for any of you that are here joining us via Zoom,